I almost never talk about individual stocks. And there's a reason for that. It's intentional. In a moment, I'll explain exactly why. Every so often, though, a company comes along and that's sending humans to the moon and bringing them home safely. And that becomes impossible to ignore, right? And when that happens, I think the most useful thing I can do isn't to tell you whether you should buy it or sell it. For me, I don't know about you, but space fascinates me. Just last night, I was watching this PBS special called 8 Days, right? To the moon and back. These guys were phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. So unreal. These astronauts made it to the moon and back. And this is 1969 on a guidance computer, less powerful than the iPhone I'm using to record this thing. It's mind boggling, right? Apollo 11, monumental. Why? Because it achieved what many thought to be impossible. Think about that for a second. So when SpaceX hit and went public, I paid attention, not just as an investor, but as someone who finds this whole thing just remarkable. It's to show you how a financial planner actually thinks about it. And I got to tell you, today, that company in the spotlight is SpaceX. And I promise you, by the end of this video, I'm going to share a real lesson. And that lesson has very little to do with the stock itself. SpaceX went public as June 12th, 2026. It was the largest IPO in history. After surging to 225, today, July 8th, it's around 150 or so, right? Essentially where it started trading. Here's what I told them. Let me be real specific here, right? To each and every client that called me, I reminded them of our investment policy statement, which is a working roadmap. It's a foundational document that we use to outline their financial risks, their risk tolerance, asset allocation. For us, it serves as a strategic roadmap to protect our clients from what? Making emotional, reactionary decisions during market fluctuations or instances just like this one. But for a select few, based on their interest, we did add positions as part of a disciplined buy on the way down type strategy. But notice what I didn't say. I did not say everyone should own SpaceX. I didn't say it's a screaming buy, right? And I certainly didn't say it belongs in every client's portfolio. As a registered investment advisor, we're financial planners first, not stock pickers, right? One of the taglines you'll see throughout our firm is this: advice first, always. That isn't a marketing gimmick. The language is simply a description of how we actually operate. That's our focus with our clients. Our responsibility as fiduciaries isn't to find the next NVIDIA. Our responsibility, the way I look at it, is to help our clients make sound financial decisions based on their goals, not someone else's excitement about a headline. Rarely does it mean recommending an individual stock. Sometimes, and oftentimes, it means recommending a broad-based, low-cost ETF. And sometimes, this is the part that surprises many, sometimes the right recommendation is to do absolutely nothing. The answer always depends on the client, not the headline. SpaceX is actually a useful example here. And I think the fact that it's been added to the NASDAQ 100 index, that's amazing. Millions of people now own SpaceX indirectly through their index funds, right? Through their 401ks at work. And of course, this is without ever purchasing their individual stock. For many investors, that broad diversification is more appropriate of a solution than owning a single company outright. And again, that decision depends on the investor, not the investment. And since launching our independent RIA, I've had the privilege of working with a growing number of self-directed or do-it-yourself type investors, right? They come to us for objective, flat fee only financial planning and a second opinion. And together we review the entire picture, not just the brokerage investment account. We don't just look at investment accounts, we look at the whole comprehensive picture from taxes, retirement income, insurance, wills, and trusts. For us, it's always about the human connection. And they certainly don't hire us to pick stocks. They hire us to help them make better decisions. And that's a very different value proposition. And I'd argue it's a more valuable one. If you're fortunate enough to work at SpaceX, congratulations. You've helped build something extraordinary. But I want to say something directly to you because I've watched enough market cycles to see how this story can go, right? Concentrated positions, concentrated wealth creates concentrated risk. During the dot-com bubble, many talented engineers believed their company would continue only to climb because that's what everyone believed. Some became wealthy, others watched their gains disappear because they never diversified, right? SpaceX has a tiered lockup schedule, and that will gradually introduce additional shares into the market over time. If a company's stock has become an outsized portion of your net worth, it may be worth having a conversation about whether gradual diversification aligns with your long-term goals. Remember, one of the Wall Street's oldest observations still holds true, right? And that is bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs, they get slaughtered, right? So back to where we started, SpaceX. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it isn't whether SpaceX goes to 300 like Morgan believes or 30. Rather, it's this. Financial success isn't about finding that perfect stock. It's built by making consistently good decisions over a period of time. And that's why we lead with planning. We focus on what you can control, not what the market will do tomorrow, and not what matters to others. It's what matters most to you and your family. That's why we believe in second opinions. And that's why even when we're talking about one of the most discussed stocks in America, we're always really talking about something much bigger than the stock itself. We're talking about helping you live intentionally, making informed decisions, and know with confidence that you've truly got it covered. If any of this, I'd love to have a conversation. We offer a 30-minute intro call, complimentary, no pressure, no agenda, just a conversation to see if working together makes sense, if there's a good fit. The link will be in the description below. I'm Garrett, founder of C Financial Hawaii. Aloha and thank you.